Hi, and welcome to First to Third. I'm Admin. It's episode 92, and we're heading to Kansas City. Afternoon, guys.
Hi, Matt.
Hello.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Patty.
How you doing?
Hi, Dave.
Well, let's go around the horn. We got a huge crew for tonight. First, let's start off with Dave and Nick, our event managers. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And what are you eating?
We're eating some ribs
We're eating ribs out of the rib cup.
out of the rib cup.
Nice.
Very nice. All right, moving along. I've got Chip, also of El Guapo, up in Kansas City. How you doing, Chip?
Hi guys,
Hi, Chip.
Your friend in the background.
Monica the mannequin.
You named her?
She's cute. Yeah, named her. Have to, or it's weird.
That's creepy.
Moving on, I've got Brett, captain of the Bayou Ball Busters, joining us again. Not attending, but good to have you on the show.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for having me again.
And, of course, the man who needs no introduction, the man everyone's asking for. We're soon going to relabel this show the Patty Cast. Patty himself.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to take this moment to wish my mother a happy birthday. Today, May 27th, is her birthday, so happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Patty's mom.
Happy
So,
birthday.
guys, Dave, Nick, Kansas City Kickball Open this weekend. Everybody who's going to be going, make sure you collect your wristbands. You're going to need them at the end of the year for some drink competitions at the Circuit Cup Championship.
Yeah.
What are we looking forward towards to? What do you guys got planned for us?
Well, this year the meet and greet is at Kelly's, which is in beautiful, historic Westport, Kansas City. It's our local league bar, so they know how rowdy we get. Saturday night, the tournament is at Happy Rock Park in North Kansas City. The after party is at McFadden's Power and Light, just like it was last year. Well, we'll at least start McFadden's, but there's like 17 different bars there, so I'm sure people will wander, as they want to do at these things. And then Sunday, we're over in Rosedale, which is actually Kansas City, Kansas, for the women's tournament. And we will all be having meat sweats and getting the shakes from this beautiful roast that we got right here.
He has no manners.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't the first podcast I've shoved meat in my mouth. But that's neither here nor there.
Wait, what?
That's
And by the way,
Kansas City Chip knows.
That's a private podcast.
It might not be the last, yep.
Yeah, so at a very high level, that's what it is. I mean, everybody's been to enough of these things already. They know what to expect. We're happy we have another Midwest tournament. I like the Midwest tournaments the best. I'm biased. So, yeah, we're ready to do this thing.
I'm actually kind of upset now that I'm not going to the tournament. I mean, especially with the ribs and the sell of everything that's going on. I mean, if I'd known all this was happening, I would have broken my rule of never playing in a tournament east of the Mississippi.
We're west of the Mississippi, so...
Where the hell did you go to geography school? Nobody even knows what state you're playing the tournament in. Is it Kansas City, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Oklahoma? Where's the tournament?
Well, it's two states. Kansas City's in both.
Do you have to have a passport to play in this tournament? This is elitist
I
bullshit.
said something about this 6 months ago, and you're like, I'll throw it up the
Where's the buzzer?
and blame it on Steve, and you still didn't come.
Yeah, I know. I want to talk. Well, yeah, now that we're going to two events and two events in two states this week, and thanks for confusing everyone watching the show, Dave.
They won't know what state they're in. It looks the same.
Well, as long as the players and the refs show up at the right location on the right day, we're good.
But this could be the one that you guys could actually do what we couldn't do a couple of weeks ago. You know, play two tournaments in two different states. This one you can actually play one tournament in two different states. Spectacular. I am on board with this tournament again. Now I want to come.
Not too late.
Yeah, it's definitely not too late, right, Chip?
Let's find out. Hang on. Let's just hey, keep talking. I'm just doing an airline price check.
As Patty goes through and checks google.com/flights or kayak or whatever your preferred preference is, let's walk through Saturday's event, the co-ed event. This is the second year Kansas City will be hosting the Kansas City Kickball Open. We've got 15 teams this year, an increase almost twofold from last year, so we're thrilled to see the numbers. And we're thrilled to see the teams come into this event. Starting at the top, we'll go through the top 14 teams that are ranked, and then the 15th team is a new team we've never seen before. We're really looking forward to seeing Team Purge out of Missouri in the St. Louis area. Starting at the top, we'll run through the list, and then we'll run through the bin draw, which is how we will determine the pools for this event. So you, the 18-plus watching right now, will know who you're playing, when you're playing, and etc. The schedule will be ready. If you see on the screen in front of you, that is the short link, or you can go to scoreboard365.com. As I bring this up, Dave and Nick, you've got teams from Texas, New York, same team, Colorado, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Wisconsin, and an availables team from all across the country. What excites you the most in year 2 for the Kansas City Open?
I like that most of the teams that signed up early were all Midwest teams. For so long that the circuit was East Coast and West Coast, and then there was Relax in the middle, and then there was Relax and Guapo and Catalina and kind of Super Dudes. And now there's OKC, there's OKC Ninjas, there's Grass Clowns. I mean, the Midwest is starting to build up. You throw in Bayou Ball Busters that we'll consider a Midwest.
Yeah.
Oh, what's their damn name? The other team from New Orleans. Danny Balls, yes. How could I ever forget them? The Midwest, if you want to consider them Midwest or not, we're starting to grow. I thought that we would get an availables team this year. I was hoping to get somebody from Arizona and California. But I like that even though those kids couldn't get their team, they still wanted to come and formed up and got an availables team.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Chip, you're from the area. You know the area very well. What are you looking forward to as far as teams coming from all across the country to play in your event?
I mean, looking at them, it's just going to be fun. I think I've met people from all the games, so that should always be good. It'll be a good competition. But it's nice to see that it's, double from last year, and, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the St. Louis teams and these Texas teams that have only been to 1 or 2, and how they can come out and do it. And, really looking forward to Walk of Shame to see, how well the one of the best players in the country can take a team. Speaking of Kyle Tyson, so.
Yeah, it has been a topic of interest for teams like Walk of Shame to pick up Tyson and from Lights Out, Bez as well from Lights Out, and I think they got one other ringer. Tatum, yeah. So can 3 players on a team like Walk of Shame make a difference? Walk of Shame, unfortunately, is not going to the Circuit Cup, which is unfortunate, so they can play with ringers like this because it does not impact their transfer rule.
Tatum from Situations is going to be here?
Yeah.
That's the rumor.
I didn't know this. It just got even better.
So let's get started with the people are asking for. Just as a reminder, we do have a Q&A. I just pulled it up, and I will read through some of these. Looks like Don Price is watching, Shannon Davis, Bez is watching. So I'll walk through some of the questions, and then at random, let's let you guys. Nick is asking the question. He needs a Royal hat. Thank you, Nick. Next question from Don Prince.
Quite like a question.
Yeah, not at all. I think Nick Snyder and Nick, I can't pronounce the last one.
All good?
Q or brothers?
Huh? No.
No?
No.
Oh, Trog!
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 Oh,
And I see, and we both charge, so
Yeah, but that kid
you do the
can't.
math.
How did he type it? He can't spell.
Don Prince asked the question or states the comment, fired up. Bez says, Young Runner. Young Runner is in the chat room. Young Runner, we will get to your question in a second, and we might invite you, so stay tuned.
Wait. Hang on.
Go ahead.
Young Runner and Bez are 2 different people? I thought they were the same person.
It was finally proven in Georgia that Young Runner is, in fact, a real human.
I'm baffled. I mean, we've never seen them in the same place at the same time.
Unless Bez is really Aladdin and has all this sort of magic.
He can show you the world.
All right, let's get this party started as we've got a few folks and we got some team questions. So with that in mind, the rankings 1 through 3, the 3 top teams in this event, who do not get bin drawn. They're automatically 1, 2, and 3, starting with number 1, Relax and Lock It Up out of Texas, New York. Number 2, the availables team from all over the place, a bunch of OSCers, Lights Out, Flying V, some Whiskey Richard characters, or at least Tim, and others with uncharacteristic errors. They come in at the number 2. Number 3 is the Catalina Wine Mixers out of Denver. So there's pool A, B, and C. Now, how this works, just really quick. We have a pool of El Guapo, St. Louis Most Wanted, and KVLFK, which I should have worn the shirt tonight. My apologies. The next bin, we have Oklahoma Kickball Club, 300 out of Missouri, and Super Dudes out of Wisconsin, back from the dead. We have a bin for Walk of Shame out of Texas, Grass Clowns from Cowtown. We were butchering that name last time there on the podcast, from Texas, and OKC Ninjas. And then the final bin is Smokin' Bunts, Stepdads, and the One Open Team. So, guys, are we ready? We're going to put the first one with El Guapo, St. Louis Milwaukee, and KVOK. Now, Dave, of these 3 teams, I'll go around the horn with some of the bins, but of these 3 teams, since you guys are in El Guapo, I want to get your thoughts on the 3 teams, and who do you not want to face? And we're about to find out. Whose pool would you rather be in? That's probably a better question.
I don't know, man. Like, you know, we haven't beat Relax, but we've only ever played them in Austin. I've never played Catalina. I'm really looking forward to trying playing them. I don't think Don Prince is that good of a pitcher, so I wouldn't mind playing UB.
That is me.
Fuck it, Don.
Now, Don knows I love him. I mean, I don't want to not face anybody. I just want to know who I'm going to face.
All right, the first pick is KVLFK. So KVLFK.
Those kids can ball. They can. They play in a weird league in Lawrence because everything's weird in Lawrence, but flat out ball. And I mean, Simon is gonna go. I mean, Simon's gonna kick 800. Like that kid's hard to get out. Like they're really good.
I just picked.
They run a girl at first base like shower hammers.
But better.
Well, most importantly, Dave, what does KVLFK stand for?
It stands for Call Valley, Lawrence, fucking Kansas.
And speaking of the F-bomb, El Guapo is the number 2 draw, which will be in the uncharacteristics error pool.
Awesome. Ooh, Donna Prince.
I'm putting it out right here. For every person that Don strikes or fouls out on El Guapo, I'm taking a shot of Fireball. And for every run that El Guapo scores on uncharacteristic errors, which is made up of a bunch of schlubs who don't know how to play kickball, I'll take a shot of Fireball.
Oh my God.
All right, so let's move forward. I'll get to the next bin, and Brett, we'll turn to you. We got some teams kind of close. Actually, do you know anything about Wisconsin?
I have played in the Wisconsin League one time for a tournament.
Very cool. So you've seen the Super Dudes in action.
We played them in Circuit Cup last year.
All right.
Well, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go with the first draw of these 3 teams, OKC, 300, and Super Dudes. And I have OKC. Boom.
Okay.
So Oklahoma Kickball Club
Jimmy Spiegel.
will go up. What's that?
Jimmy Spiegel.
All right, number 2, going in with uncharacteristics in El Guapo, I've got 300.
Ooh, bang.
For you, young runner.
Matt, are they
Young runner.
bringing a full squad to this one, or they're going to be short again?
No, I think they're full up.
No, Smoke. Wait, no, Smokes was St. Louis. My bad.
Yeah. And then the final pick for that is Super Dudes going in with Catalina Wine Mixers.
Ooh.
I'm actually
fun
looking
matchup.
forward to that game, Wine Mixers and Super Dudes, because they faced off in Arizona a couple of years ago, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the finals. That's right.
Finals, yeah.
And Super Dudes beat them up pretty bad, if I remember right. So yeah, it'll be good to see Catalina Wine Mixers come back for some retribution, some payback. Because honestly, if you can't hold a grudge for 2.5 years, then what good are you?
And that was the Superman Flies flip play.
All right, so before I get to the final 2, let's go through. Bez asked the question, please give me relax and pool play, Adam, to make it happen.
Let's just do it.
Let's do it right now, Bez. You're
Just
asking
do it,
the
Bez.
question.
Wait, who's Bez actually playing with? I didn't think he was playing with Walk.
He's walking.
Yeah, Walk of Shame, I think.
All right, Bez. Let's see what we get. The first one is Walk of Shame. Make it a reality.
Good.
Oh,
Thank
Jay's
God.
gotta be mad.
The boards were getting boring, and I was really looking forward to the 1-2 punch of J and J from Relax, proselytizing how wonderful their team is. And now Bez gets to get involved in the conversation as well. Cool. We've got reading material for the rest of the week. Thanks, Random Chats.
I did not plan that one.
Just
British
great.
British says burn Don Prince. I can't believe I just drew Walk of Shame for that pool. Next is
What's going to be the bigger fight, though? I mean, Dre's going to get in a fight with them too, because I mean, isn't Dre carrying some something after the Austin tournament? Oh, it's
OKC Ninjas are going to be in team Pool B with 300 El Guapo and uncharacteristic.
Okay.
So what are you guys thinking so far? And then obviously Grass Clowns. You guys need a new name. Grass Clowns from Cowtown.
How did they do in Lone Star? How did they come out of pool play?
I don't think that they
not
did
well.
very well runs-wise, but I heard that they were like really solid though. They just are inexperienced, where a lot of teams have been, so they'll get there.
Yeah,
I've been talking to Ricky a lot, and Ricky seems like a good captain. They'll be ready to go. They're just new to this.
Grass Clowns went 1-2-1 with 9 runs in, and they allowed 20. But they had.
That's actually not horrible for a first circuit tournament.
No, not at all. And they lost. Sorry, they lost to Sofa 5-3 at a 9 o'clock game. So that's not bad at all. That's a hell of a way to start your circuit career.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go to the next question from the chat room. Young Runner asks, do you guys think 300 got a chance of winning this tournament? Guys, right now you've got uncharacteristic errors, El Guapo 300, and OKC Ninjas in one pool. Thoughts?
Everyone has a chance, right?
That is true.
Well, we're not very good, so I mean, they got a shot there.
It's gonna be a tough pool for them to come out of.
If Spoken Bunts gets drawn into Pool B, they have that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be really tough to get out of.
And Dave and Nick as our event managers, top 8 advance, correct?
That is correct, sir.
Yep.
All right. Before I get to the last one, Chip Bez wants to know, what the hell is that creepy body? I think you've already explained it, so we'll just kind of...
That's just Monica the mannequin.
And then British asks Chip, is that my El Guapo hat?
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Patented sweat ring.
Yeah, I was about to say, make sure you get it all filthy and sweaty before you give it back to British.
It's already white.
Oh, look at that. That's filthy. I love it.
Hold on, dude.
That's just a custom
Hold on. Show us that again.
Right there. It's just a ring of sweat, and that's just for me wearing it after practice tonight.
Nice.
All right, let's get this final draw in. All right, guys, around the horn, I've got Smokin' Buns, Stepdads, and Team Purge. El Guapo, who do you want? I can speak to 3 of you guys right now. Who do you want?
I want Smoking Bunts because I like. Well, I know Tay. At least I know him through talking to him, and he's a Kansas City kid, so I kind of want them. I don't know anything about Team Purge. We've already played Stepdads, so I'd like to play somebody new.
Nick? Arthur? Chip?
Yeah, I think I'd want Smoking Butts. I'd like, I want a good pool to come out of, and like I said, Team Purge. I wouldn't mind playing them too, just to, introduce them to the circuit. But Stepdads you already played. And I want to play someone new, even though Oscar's awesome, and I'll be really happy to see him.
Yeah.
All right.
If we can get all 3 St. Louis teams in different pools, all of them will love me. I'll tell them it's all orchestrated.
All right. Well, it's definitely not orchestrated. That's why we do these.
Bulimia or Purge and Rally? I can't tell. They're all either going to be really, really thin, or they're going to be really, really drunk 2 games in, but they're totally going to rally by game 3. That's my guess. That's my call for Team Purge. That's their day.
All right.
It's probably a movie reference, which I know you love.
Let's do this.
There's no purging in movies.
The first one is
Except for the
the grass. Oh, I put the wrong one in here. Hold on.
Oh my God, what are you new?
I left the grass clowns in.
That's the owner of the
This is not my first rodeo. There's 4 in here, now there's 3. All right, try this again. First one is the stepdads.
All right.
All right.
So stepdads go into.
That's a very Texasy pool. Pool A is very Texasy.
Very Texas.
Stepdads are from Oklahoma City.
Yeah. That's Texas light, though.
He didn't go to geography school.
Well, anything between the Atlantic and the Pacific is one state anyway, right?
Number 2
State
is
of awesome.
Number 2 is Team Purge.
All right.
All right.
There they go.
MO. And then last but not least is Smoking Buns. So there are your pools. Let me put this in. We'll get this conversation going. Smoking Buns out of Texas. So for those of you tracking at home, Pool A, relax and lock it up. Where did I go? Pool A, relax and lock it up with KVLFK out of Kansas, Oklahoma Kickball Club, Walk of Shame, and Stepdads. Initial thoughts, I'll turn it over to Brett. What do you think about Pool A?
I don't know a whole bunch about the teams below Relax and Lock It Up, but I'm going to pretty much just assume Relax is going to take care of that pool. Not to say that nobody has a chance, but I just don't know a whole bunch about the other teams, and they seem to be the most experienced, so I'm going to go with them.
Gotcha. Patty, what are you thinking about Pool A? I think that Brett has it mostly right. Relax is going to, probably mow through that pool pretty well, and they're going to let us know all about it because that's all they do is talk about how great they are. However, I am predicting they are going to tie one team in there, and it's because they're only going to end up playing 3 innings, and then they're going to end up fighting with Walk of Shame for the rest of the game, and it's going to be tied. Relax and Lock It Up, Walk of Shame, 2-2 tie. You heard it here first.
Wait, Walk of Shame is the one with Lights Out players, correct?
Yeah. Plus, that's some angst.
That might be enough to push the needle on that. That's going to be a tough matchup. Walk of Shame
has a history of having ties when you wouldn't expect them to get a tie. So yeah, they can occasionally cause some noise, make some damage, or invert that, cause some damage, make some noise. Yeah, I'm predicting a tie between Relax and Walk of Shame.
Well, the 11 o'clock game on Field 1 is the Relax and Walk of Shame game. We'll desperately try to make sure that WatchKickball.com is streaming that field.
That's like 5 a.m. on this coast. I'm not going to be up then.
You can watch the recap live on WatchKickball.com.
You gotta have audio with Dre just sitting there barking at Jay. I mean,
that's the thing. That's why I'm looking forward to this game.
All right. All right. We'll move on to Pool B, and I'll turn to some of the El Guapo guys and myself. Pool B, uncharacteristic errors. El Guapo out of Missouri, 300 out of Missouri, but we should say Kansas City and St. Louis. OKC Ninjas out of Oklahoma, and Team Purge also out of St. Louis. Chip, turn to you for this pool.
This is it'll be interesting. In the long run, and in the grand scheme of things, I think uncharacteristic errors and ourselves, we will make it out for sure. But we're gonna have what? We'll have 2 wild cards basically almost. That'll come out as well after those, and so I think it's really going to depend on how well teams play up against uncharacteristic errors. Because if you look at it on paper, that team is phenomenal defensively, and so they might struggle to put some runs in. So if they can keep the runs down on something like that, and then do well against the other teams in the pool, you could see 2 teams coming out of there as well. You could see 3 or 4 teams maybe. I don't even know if that's mathematically possible. I failed it 3 times. So, So, but it's going to be a good pool, and I definitely think, 300's had enough experience now that they should be able to make some noise, especially against that bottom half of the bracket. So,
it should be rather interesting. Before we get started, I know someone's going to ask me, so I'll just go ahead and state uncharacteristic errors. Here's their lineup. You tell me how well you think we're going to do, Patty. Brent Morrison, OSC. Pat O'Brien, our Charger, OSC. Myself, Stacy Tabuena, Riot. Dom Robertson, Riot. Don Prince, Riot. Cora and Steven Ozier of the Gargoyles. Angel Eastman of Mixed Nuts along with Sam Pryor,
Love
Ashley of Panic Attack, Randy Brown of Lights Out, Tim McNugget out of Whiskey Richards / Kickball 365 Hall of Fame, Brick Fawcett Flying V, Brandon Erickson, Crooked Roosters, and Kuran out of Shockwave. So in total, 3 OSC, 3 Riot, 2 Gargoyle, 2 Mixed Nuts, 1 Panic, 1 Lights Out, 1 Whiskey, 1 Flying V, 1 Crooked Rooster, and 1 Shockwave player. Should be a hell of a team.
I just need to weigh in here and say thank you for finally mentioning the Gargoyles. When you were talking earlier, you didn't mention any of the Gargoyles in there. And if that wasn't brought up, I would have gotten some angry phone calls. So yes, there are 2 Gargoyles playing on the squad. The Ozier duo. I think uncharacteristic errors is going to be. I mean, I give them 80% to win the tournament because they've got Brick. Brick is the lucky penny. He wins tournaments on teams that he's on. But more importantly than that, I would just like to point out that this is the first time in a long time that Timmy has been on an availables team that was not an inappropriate name. So I just want to know how well he's going to be handling that. I mean, I suspect he's going to be pulling a little bit of just walking all over the sidelines all day with Tourette syndrome just because his team name isn't something, horrendously inappropriate. These guys have a real good chance. Now, that being said, even though they win the tournament, I think Guapo's going to upset them in pool play.
You're the man, Patty. You're the man.
I'm just saying.
There you go. Thanks, Patty.
Crafty team. I mean,
let's
okay,
Guapo. How do you guys feel about your team?
We're not good. We're never any good. We always get lucky. We were the worst.
No poor mouthing. Let's hear the real stuff.
No, I mean, it's our home tournament. We're ready to go. We got guys that don't travel that play with us locally that are ridiculous. So I mean, I feel good. As a captain, I feel good. UE, thank you, Kalanko. It's the best team name ever. They're going to be really good. I mean, their girls are insane. It's going to be a tough game for us, but you're going to have a tough game no matter what. So I feel ready to go. I'm not scared to play them. I mean, I might be pissed afterwards, but that's because we got a shitty first baseman that can't catch.
That's why we got a new one.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah,
Sorry,
poor first baseman.
I'm being distracted by posts on Twitter and GroupMe with feedback from today's podcast. So thank you, the 27 folks watching this.
The podcast isn't even done yet. How can there be feedback?
Yeah, I'm getting feedback left and right. So let's see. We've got 15 teams. Final pool before we wrap it up. Catalina Wine Mixers, St. Louis Most Wanted, Super Dudes, the Grass Clowns from Cowtown, and Smoking Bunts. Patty, I know you got some thoughts on Super Dudes. What do you got for us?
I just want to know where they've been. I mean, they came to Arizona a couple of years ago, did a hell of a job, rolled through everybody quite well. They appeared at Circuit Cup last year, but Brett, you guys, if I remember right, didn't you guys beat them out in pool play at the Circuit Cup last year?
We did. It was a hell of a game. I think we took it in the last inning or two to advance to the round of 16 in Circuit Cup. Yeah, they're a very, very good team. They can all kick. Their girls are really good.
So I'll be curious. That being said, I think I'm going to give Super Dudes the nod for this pool, and that's only because the only time I've ever actually seen Catalina Wine Mixers play, it was on a muddy field with a shitty ump, and we ended up beating them. So I mean, I think we caught Catalina Wine Mixers on an off game. So I haven't been able to see what the hype is about the Catalina Wine Mixers, other than watching their record at all the other tournaments, and clearly they've done well. But I've just never seen it. Plus, they have the dumbest name ever. I mean, you guys are referencing a really, really obscure movie about the California wine industry with the guy who played Rhino in Spider-Man 2. Good reference, kids. Nice. That said,
where's his teleprompter at?
What do you mean teleprompter? This is all mind, right? Oh, my brain. That being said, I think, Super Dudes are going to come out of this one ahead, and as always, the challenge is down. Catalina Wine Mixers, if you're cranky at me for being sassy, then prove me wrong, because I'm really easy to prove wrong. So there you go. The world is your oyster in that case. Oyster goes great with a nice Chardonnay. See what I did there? Wine. This is a beer and fireball sport, and you guys are talking about wine. Fuck you with your stupid name!
I think this is going to be the most interesting pool in the tournament, Matt.
Yeah, I agree. I
don't think anybody should sleep on St. Louis Most Wanted. They have a very, very good team. I got to see them down in Georgia. They play very well, very athletic. They actually can lay them down pretty good too. Catalina and Wine Mixers, I haven't seen him play, but I know Brett plays for him, and I got to see him pitch. He's pretty good. Super Dudes are going to be tough. How did Smoking Bunts were in LSKO as well, correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
They did.
They did. Smoking Bunts went 1-3-0. They did not do very well. Run differential of -8, but 20 runs scored, 28 allowed. So not bad by any means, but
I think it's a 3-man race between those top 3 teams there. I wouldn't sleep on any one of them.
Looking at the scores from Lone Star, you actually bring up a good point. Smoking Bunts, here's who they had last circuit event: 3-1 against Relax. They lost. Wow. Next, they had JKI. They lost 2-0.
Wow.
Then they play Sexy Mama, somehow lose 9-2, and then Smoking Bunts comes across with a bye, and then they end up beating Gorilla Juice Heads 8-5. So yeah, I mean, again, somebody you don't want to sleep on them by any means.
Brett, are you with me? Do we want to officially declare these guys the dark horse of the tournament? Because that's a pretty impressive record that was their first tournament?
That I'm familiar with, at least. I don't recognize the name.
It depends, Patty. I think it depends on how well they travel. I mean, that was in their home state, Texas. You know, if they're bringing that whole team, obviously those are some pretty good scores from some pretty good games. So yeah, I would say yes, dark horse, but I guess it depends on how well they travel.
Well, and they could have a really tough time traveling because aren't Texas and Kansas like 8 states apart?
My geography's bad, huh?
Texas, Wisconsin, Nebraska, South Dakota, and is that not what it is?
Western Georgia.
Well, Western Georgia. Thank you. Yes, I forgot West Georgia. So yeah, they're like 8 states away. No, I think these guys will actually be. I agree. This is an interesting pool. This will be fun.
Dave and Nick, is there a pool of death? Or is this pretty well balanced with 3 teams?
I think it's pretty well balanced. I mean, my dark horse is in Pool A. If Super Dudes is Super Dudes, I mean, they could run away with this thing. I think everybody forgets about how good Super Dudes is. Like 2 years ago, they were in the pool of fuck you, and they made it out, and they made it out convincingly. I mean, if Super Dudes is Super Dudes, then they got a really good shot.
See,
my dark horse is KVL FK. They will make it out of Pool A. They will upset somebody. Don't sleep on them. I think our Pool B is pretty balanced. You know, it's going to be fun. There's going to be a shit show for sure.
So here's my thing on Super Dudes. I've loved these guys ever since they came in as a wild card, but we've always had conversations about Super Dudes and the concern about their pitching. I'm going to be anxious to see who have they brought to the pitching mound that can actually last an entire tournament. They've always, the guy's name I forget right now, I apologize if you're actually watching or if you ever watch this again. I think you've retired from the sport of kickball, unfortunately, or at least competitive. They've always had a problem with having pitchers for pool play in a limbs. If they've solved that, and they've still got all the athletes they've had the last couple of years, yeah, I agree with you 100%. They're going to be a ball. No one wants to get in front of them on a limbs. But if they don't fix the pitching, and this is their first real competitive tournament for the year, it might be tough for them.
It could be, but like Jared doesn't we're all big kickball nerds, and there's something within 500 miles we're going, right? Jared doesn't take them unless they're ready to go, unless it's Circuit Cup, and they didn't go anywhere last year because they weren't ready to go. They're ready to go now. That's why they're coming. So I expect good things out of them. I mean, Willie's insane. They'll be good.
So let's get to some of the questions, and then we'll go around the horn for Final Four predictions. First question from Shannon. Chip, did you just take a hit, or just going to skip that one?
No, I was. Yeah, that's a vaporizer. It's actual nicotine. Drug-free hum.
Which brand are you smoking, Chip? I've got the Anywhere my own self.
Mine's a Foos.
All right.
Ethan asked the question, or more of a statement. Please have Patty on all podcasts. Well, since Adrock is not here, Patty, what would you like to say to your audience?
I'm so glad Adrock's not here.
Adrock was invited. He's busy. I think it's softball again tonight.
Whatever. Some of us have jobs that we have to rush home from to make these podcasts. But you know why I make the effort to rush home? It's because I care. I care about kickball on the East Coast and on the West Coast and in that big blob of whatever that is in the middle, the Center Coast.
The Rib Coast.
Yeah, the Rib. Oh, see, that's a. Did you just come up with that, or is that like what it's called there? The Rib Coast is awesome.
At least with that. I just want that trophy again.
Ribs are.
I want that trophy again with the ribs that come with it. Because actually, Dave and Nick, why don't you tell us, this event is sponsored by, and what do the winners get along with cash and the championship prize pack?
So this is last year's Rib Cup. This is ours. This year we will have one for both the co-ed and the women's tournament.
Wait. Does the women's tournament have one fewer ribs? Huh? Biblical reference? Huh?
Got it.
Smartest guy in the world.
That joke, it will, and I'll send you the extra rib. Yeah, no, Q39 is a contest barbecue shop here in Kansas City. They've won literally hundreds of barbecue competitions. They are sponsoring the ribs inside the Rib Cup, so they will be damn good. That's what we're eating right now. And so, yeah, that's what we'll have. We'll also have a prize pack of Savage, and do you want me to announce the other one, or I know how you like announcements before?
No, go ahead. You can announce it.
So a shot in the dark will be giving out.
Shot to Remember.
Yeah, a shot to.
That's a good team, though. I've heard of these guys before. A Shot in the Dark, but go ahead. A Shot to Remember.
Well, no, I butchered it. Now you go ahead.
A Shot to Remember is our latest national tour sponsor. And I don't have an example with me, but every team that wins a circuit event from here on out for the rest of the year, you will get a custom circuit event winner shot glass. Every player on your team will get one sent to you directly, and we're thrilled these guys are part of us. Pretty soon, anybody who goes to an event will have the opportunity to buy their own custom shot glass with your own team photo on it, or you can just buy the standard National Tour official shot glass 2014. So, yeah, every event moving forward, a champion. Let's say if you win the Saturday co-ed event, you'll win cash. You'll win the $500 credit with Savage, our official apparel sponsor of the tour or the circuit, and then also free shot glasses for winning the tournament. Good times.
Bye, Brad.
Bye, Brad.
Wow,
What?
You ran somebody off. That's not unexpected. Have you met us?
All right. I don't know what happened to him, but he just stepped away for some reason.
And
all right, so what just happened here? Anyways, so guys, we've got the four of you left. Brett stepped away. The question from the audience, how many teams advance? We said it earlier, but if you didn't hear us, 8 teams advance, and it's not the top teams from each pool. It's the top 8 teams across the board.
Standard 365 reseeding protocols.
Correct. So will Chip Shorts cover his entire thighs during this tournament? That's a question from Joseph Robinson.
God, I hope not.
Probably not. Might even go higher. We'll see. I like my shorts short, and my shorts even shorter.
Good to know. All right, guys.
Hang on. That actually brings up a really good point. Like the main reason that I'm upset that I'm not going to this tournament is because I don't get to go hang out with my 2 man crushes, Dave and Chip. It makes me very, very sad that I'm not going to be able to do it. Because I mean, with Dave, you just want to go cuddle up into his lap and just snuggle up into the warm womb that is his embrace and let all oblivion fill your mind. When am I going to see you, Dave, so that I can curl up into that snuggle goodness?
You will see me in Long Beach.
Okay, kick ass. That's going to be awesome. And then, of course, Chip, who I don't want to curl up into his lap. I just want to hug you, Chip, until your head explodes. I mean, seriously, I want to squeeze you until your skull pops and the brains start oozing out and I can just lick them. I miss you so much, man. And you know what? We need a bounty. Anybody who's watching this who's going to the KCKO, I want you to go up and force cuddle Chip for me. Go up and just give him a big force cuddle so he's like uncomfortably.
Hey, whoa! This is my catcher. He's already got a problem with people knocking him out at tournaments. I don't need anybody going up And first,
Okay. So here's the bounty. After the tournament is over, after the tournament is over, I want pictures. I need evidence pictures of somebody force cuddling Chip so his eyeballs are bugging out. And whoever gets the best picture, here. Hang on. Yeah, it's a wind-up flashlight. Whoever gets the best picture of like squeezing Chip until he's uncomfortably squished gets the shitty little wind-up flashlight. That's my bounty for this tournament.
Stoked to be hugged.
What about Nick?
What?
All right, so I don't know what happened to Brett. I'm going to continue on. It says he got removed. I'm trying to figure out what button I hit. Sorry, Brett, if you're still watching. All right, guys.
People to the circuit.
Yeah. So you've got 15 teams. I want to go around the horn, and I want you to tell me your final four. You don't have to pick a winner if you don't want to. We're a little biased in the room with a lot of El Guapo. But you've got some strong power horses like Relax and Lock It Up, KVL KFK, who is looking to make a name for themselves, in Pool A, OKC as well. That's the Spiegel crew, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a Waka team that's been very prominent in competing at Founders Cup. Also going to be hosting a Waka Regional this year, assuming that goes off. It should be a good opportunity for them to also attract local talent from that area. In Pool B, Uncharacteristic Errors, an available team from all across the country. El Guapo, the returning champs to this event, and a solid team from Kansas City. And then in Pool C, you've got some powerhouses like Catalina Wine Mixers traveling from Denver, St. Louis Most Wanted. They might be clicking enough to get to the Final Four, at least get that far as well. And then Super Dudes, who folks are looking to see if they can make a statement. So, who would like to go first with their Final Four prediction?
I'll go. I'll just get started. I assume Patty will be last, so that way he can ridicule names as well. This will be interesting because it really does depend on certain aspects. But, I'm going to put Relax in there first and foremost. I think even if they were to get upset by Walk of Shame or KBLK, I think that they're still going to come out and make it to the Final Four because they'll turn it on. I think that we'll make it. I think that if Super Dudes are ready, I think it'll be Super Dudes. And I think I'm going to have to go with Uncharacteristic Errors, just that defense. So I'm going to go with Relax, Super Dudes, Uncharacteristic Errors, and Guapo. I think that'll be my Final Four. Just because of the bias, I won't pick anything further, but if El Guapo doesn't win it, I honestly think Super Dudes will take it if they're ready, as we've talked about.
All right, from the chat, let me get to before we go around the horn. Brett, sorry. Final Four: Relax, Uncharacteristic Errors, El Guapo, and either Super Dudes and Catalina Wine Mixers. And from British, what happened to Young Runner? Young Runner, if you're watching, I sent you an invite. By all means, click it and join us on the show.
On Facebook, did.
Come on, Young Runner.
So, Dave and Nick, your event, you just heard from two folks. Any upsets, or are you going with the four teams that everyone seems to recognize?
Nicholas?
I like KVLFK. They're a solid team. They got a lot of good kickers. Sort of remind me of Super Dudes. Obviously younger, a little bit more green, but I'm gonna pick them. UE, I'll go with them. Relax, and then gotta go Guapo. So I just think if that's a Final Four, I think we're gonna get some really good games out of it, and looking forward to it. Very
cool, Dave.
I just don't want to pick Relax, so I'm not going to. No, I think Walk of Shame will be there. I mean, Tatum and Tyson, that's pretty good. And you throw Bez on there, it's gonna be tough to score on. I don't know how much they'll score, but they're not gonna let people score. I think Catalina's really solid team. So I think they'll be there. I think UE is gonna be pretty good, and I don't know, since I said KVLFK, my dark horse, I'll put them in there.
All right. Not too shabby.
Everybody picked that.
Young Runner is in the chat and does say He is predicting. He's just doing the question and answer. He's predicting 300 to win the whole thing. Patty, just this question. Do you agree? Or will 300 make it out of pool play?
300 will make it out of pool play, and that's only because I worked on the movie. My name's in the credits. See, this is the problem, you guys. You know, you bring me on the podcast. We have to call it the Patty Cast because every single goddamn subject that comes up, I can make it about me. But yes, I don't think they will get past the round of 8. But I do believe that 300 will break out of pool play because Pool B, I think, is going to send 3 teams to the elimination round.
Good to know. Dave, help me with mine. Have you seen the Relax and Lock It Up roster recently?
Yeah. I know that they're...
Hey!
There he is!
Us.
Ah!
Young Runner, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Young Runner!
Oh, what's good?
That's good, man. Thanks for joining us. Well, since we got you, why don't you tell us about 300? How well are you guys going to do this weekend?
We upsetting everybody.
I love it.
Have you seen your pool? You looking forward to the teams you got to play?
Yeah, I seen it. I was watching the whole time.
Nice. I appreciate you watching the show. So you got the Availables team on Characteristic Errors, El Guapo, OKC Ninjas, and Team Purge. Do you know any of the guys on Team Purge?
Yeah, I know a couple people. They played in KC last year.
Yeah?
St. Louis All-Stars. Most of them played before, so they kind of know the game.
All right, and then you've got El Guapo. You looking forward to playing Dave and Nick and Chip?
Yeah, I broke down the game film. I watched it from last year. I already know what I need to do.
I'm going to get you out. Like, you're not getting on base in that game.
Hi, Caitlin.
Well, very cool. All right, well, hey, Young Runner,
I got $100 if Young Runner pops out to the catcher. If Young Runner pops out to Chip in their pool play game, I'll give somebody $100.
Young Runner just disappeared. I don't know.
Can I have the $100 if I had it?
He just popped out of the chat.
Yeah, that's my point, dude. The boy pops out. That's all I'm saying.
He wants to think and be done. Another question from the crew, and then we'll move on. Ethan says, Patty, you're going to get a CWM shirt probably after he proves you wrong.
Good. They've been around forever. I hate the name. I've played them once, and I know one person who was on the team like 6 years ago. So give me a shirt, and I will become a CWM. You guys are in Colorado. Catalina is an island that's like 20 minutes from where I live. I'm going to start calling myself, yes, I'm the Vale Pop Top Beer. Okay, that's our new team. Gargoyles are changing their names to Vale Pop Top Beers. God damn it, your name is awful.
I think...
How do you get sacked for that?
I'm still doing...
Patty, what's the best team name?
The best team name comes out of a
tournament.
Friday League. And yes, I was the captain, and I came up with the team name, and it is the most original, unique name in kickball ever. The name of the team was...
Really?
Yes! Yes!
How
okay?
did you spell
it
that?
was a non-word sound that you make with your nose because every other kickball name is dumb as hell, but is unique and interesting, and nobody's ever done it before, and nobody's ever done it since.
What about grapefruiting?
What about grapefruiting? I'm a fan in practical application, but not
this
for a kickball team name.
Yeah, it's extremely not safe for work, but go on YouTube and look for Angela's grapefruiting technique. You'll like it.
And all right, so moving forward, let's get through this rather quickly.
We're never going to get done with this.
My final 4 predictions. I also am trying to take out one of the 4. I've got uncharacteristic errors, just given the defense. Hopefully we can make the offense work as well to get to the final 4. El Guapo, you're local, you're home, you've got a solid squad. From your surrounding, you should do very well. Super Dudes, prove me wrong, fix your pitching, make a statement. and then give everyone a reason to talk about you going into Circuit Cup. And then I too want to avoid saying the word relax, especially if is Adrock going to be there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it, Adrock. All right. I'm not going to pick relax because I think they're going to run into uncharacteristic errors.
Everybody else has picked them. They don't care about you.
I don't care either. All right, so I would like to see the Catalina Winemakers mix. I need to have more things to drink. The Catalina Wine Mixers to make it to the Final Four by upsetting Relax. So that's my Final Four. Patty, we'll
I think Relax does make it to the Final Four, but they do not make it to the finals. I think UE, Uncharacteristic Errors, is in the Final Four. I think El Guapo is in the Final Four. I think Catalina Wine Mixers is in the Final Four. I think Super Dudes goes 4-0 in pool play and then shits the bed in the first round of Valence.
Ooh.
Old.
That's my prediction.
All right, before we wrap up the show, we'll run through the questions again. Thank you to the 20, 30-plus folks who are watching this. This one's for you, Patty, from Don.
Oh, hi, Don. Yes, there are going to be fire tornadoes, Don. There will be fire tornadoes in Kansas. This guy is like freaking out because he has to go to Kansas where there's fire tornadoes. And then, 2 weeks ago, there's a goddamn fire tornado in San Diego. Grow a pair of balls, Don. Come on.
Don just makes a statement that Patty is the ultimate kickball hipster.
Yes, I am. I am more hip than you. I was playing kickball before you knew what it was. That's actually probably not true.
Patty, question from Joseph. Who was the old player from 6 years ago? Who's the oldest player from 6 years ago that you know?
Well, I've only been...
You can call it out.
I've only been playing for 5. I didn't start till the end of 2009. The Catalina Wine Mixers player. Justin Dice Anderson. Is he still on Catalina Wine Mixers?
Head ref at KCKO.
He'll be a head ref.
Okay. So, yes, he is the only person on Catalina that I ever actually knew. And I don't even know if he was ever officially a part of that team sort of ongoing or if he was just moonlighting for that one tournament.
All right, next question from Penny. This is for the El Guapo guys. I heard Bruce Copeland is your secret weapon for this tournament. Is that true?
Yeah, he is.
All right. Shannon Davis asks the question, Patty, did you find any flight deals? We need you to come to KC for commentary.
If you guys can dig up $1,000 between now and like the day after tomorrow, I am there. But yeah, I just did a quick check. It's $500 each direction. That's a lot. I mean, yes, I do have my spectacular California high-profile industry job here, but $1,000 is still a fair bit of money.
Can't we use Pear?
Yeah, use Pear.
Uber. I'm going to use Uber. I'm going to Uber to Kansas City.
You can try that. All right, Dave, this one's for you, and actually we should definitely reflect on it. The women's tournament has 5 teams this weekend on Sunday. The event starts at 9 o'clock in the morning.
It does.
Can you walk through the structure for how this event will be played and how advancement to Olymps works?
Yes, I can. So we have 5 teams. Every team will play everyone else. That will consist of pool play. At the end of that, the team with the worst record will drop, and we will just go into Final Four from there. And then it'll be single elimination from there, and then we'll play it out.
Very cool. Thank you for clarifying, and thank you, Alex, for the question. Guys.
Speaking of the women's tournament, I'm going to throw this out there just as food for thought, and I'm going to do it in a public forum to really put you guys on the spot, Matt and Tim and everybody else. Because there are fewer ladies' events throughout the circuit year, are there going to be any considerations given as far as rosters in regards specifically to the transfer issues, or are those going to stay very, very similar to the co-ed squads and the transfers issues for transfer process for registered teams?
So right now the rule is that the rules committee and the structure outline is similar to the co-ed structure. However, we are aware of a lot of the teams that are struggling to make a team for LA, or even we'll talk about Steve Babes in the first event of the year where it was almost an all-star team because they all wanted to be able to play, and after that event they only played once. So we're aware of a lot of the transfer rules. I think there's an exec con, so if you want dirty laundry of the inner workings of Kickball 365. There is an exec con this July to discuss what we're going to do with the women's side, and so I ask you to stay tuned. But right now, we have been advising everyone that the women's events, as well as the co-ed events and other events, are to be treated as the same. So look to the structure document and use that as your guide. And if anything changes, we'll let you know. We also do, in case you're unaware, anybody who's watching, we do have a wild card application process that has begun. It started May 1st. So if you're watching this, you have no chance of making a circuit event, either on the women's side or the co-ed side. We encourage you to put together a couple videos and apply as a wildcard team. Several teams have done this and have done well at the Circuit Cup Championship. With the Circuit Cup weekend, championship weekend coming up this November, assuming we get enough teams, prize pool will be 10,000 or more in both sides of the events. Again, assuming we get enough teams. And it should be a phenomenal opportunity for you to bring your team, compete with the best, and see how you stack up. If you have an opportunity to go to a circuit event prior to the Circuit Cup Championship, like in this case, Team Purge is an open team. We've never seen them, but they're trying their chances on the circuit schedule. Do so. We have 6 events left. Nashville, Harrisburg is in 2 weeks. DC is in July. There's a Denver event. There's an Orlando event. There's a Long Beach event, and there is a Virginia Beach event. There are plenty of opportunities for you to test your team skills on the circuit, on our national tour of circuit events, and please come out. If you have any questions, email us at info@kickball365.com.
That's all really great stuff, but it's such a boring way to end the podcast. We got all official and shit.
Yeah, it was, but I appreciate the opportunity to answer anything publicly. Any final thoughts from the guys from Missouri, and then we'll turn it over to Patty. Chip, what do you got for us? Make out with your mannequin?
Say what?
Make out with the mannequin?
I mean, if you guys want that, I'm not going to do it.
We don't need that make out. Just maybe grab a handful, I mean, just a little tickle. Yeah, that's what we like.
So moving on to Dave and Nick.
So now, Nick, same thing. Just don't have to make out with Dave. Just grab a little handful. Okay, it's just right there, right?
It's more than a handful.
Boy, is he.
Any final thoughts prior to this weekend's event?
Yeah, I think everybody's really excited about the unofficial, official foot golf on Friday. So you need to get early to get in on that. But I'm really excited about the actual tournament itself. I mean, we doubled in size. Everybody will get to see beautiful Kansas City. There's cheap beer and good stories here, so we'll make more of them.
Patty, final thoughts?
Remind me, I completely forgot about the football. It's a new sport. The foot golf thing. Which team is Bez? Bez is on Walk of Shame. Bez is going to be useless on Walk of Shame because I have a feeling that they're going to get him so hammered and drunk that they're going to have to bury him at the 13th tee of foot golf on Friday. Here's my final prediction for the tournament. Bez does not even make it to the kickball field. Okay? He's seriously, Saturday when the finals are happening, Bez is still wandering around the fairway at the foot golf course. Can somebody get him a babysitter? Do you guys have somebody that you can dedicate to being his handler for that weekend?
I know Tyson's there for.
Well, yeah, that's what Tyson. That's why he travels with Tyson.
Oh shit, dude. Yeah, both Tyson and Bez are gonna get lost at the golf course. I can make no predictions about this tournament. This is screwed.
Well, guys,
it's right next to the KC Zoo, and you get lost in there.
Oh my God! It's really right next to the KC Zoo. Okay, so here's what happens. Bez is going to get drunk and spend the rest of the weekend wandering the golf course. Tyson's going to have a few too many, break into the zoo, and ride the rhino off into the sunset. That's my prediction for the weekend. You guys have a rhino there, right?
Yeah, sure.
Good. I was about to say, you can't be a respectable fucking zoo without a goddamn rhino.
Amanda says to Patty, shut your mouth.
Which Amanda? Is that Amanda Mack?
Earhart?
Or Earhart? No, I don't know her. So it's somebody who doesn't know me telling me to shut my mouth. Nice, I'm moving up in the world. Usually it's people who know me telling me to shut up. Thank you, Amanda, for being somebody I don't know telling me to shut up. Unless I do know you, and then I feel like a dick.
Bez and Husker Pride are going to go head-to-head on the foot golf course. Things could get weird.
Huskers going. I'm so glad I'm not going to be there.
All right, guys. Dave and Nick and Chip, guys, we're looking forward to Kansas City this weekend. Should be a lot of fun. 2 days of
Good luck, guys.
football. Patty, we wish you'd be joining us. Thank you again for being on the show.
Yep.
Patty.
See you, Patty.
There
Chip,
you guys.
Everybody, have a good night. Folks watching, thanks again for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. Had a good laugh, and I'll talk to you soon.
See you guys.